Hello again for this second part of our video related to the Custom Multi-Date Selector Widget. My name is Lo Mohamedou. I'm a ServiceNow technical architect at Fujitsu, Belgium. And I wanted to show you after the first video, which I demoed this multi-select date calendar widget, how you can implement it. Just before I start, I want to mention a quick thanks to Yoni van Bogart, who is my colleague, who helped me also in implementing this. I started it, but then most of the control and the work was from him. And so a big thanks to Yoni van Bogart. So I will publish this on the Now community and the LinkedIn probably with all the relevant files that you will need to implement it, and feel free also to contact me. I want to do the demo again because that's the first part of the video, but now I just wanted to explain how I built this. So obviously we have a record producer here. I just put it on incident for the purpose of this demo or prototype, and from our record producer, basically I created a field to have all the dates in JSON. Why? Because this is a solution that you can reuse. So I just think having the date in JSON then will allow you to process it the way you want. But at least when you implement it, it's already a workable solution. And then you just, from that JSON, you can do whatever control you want. The second thing that is important is this field. So this field is basically the one showing the calendar. So this calendar is another field, and it had to be custom. One thing, I needed to use a UI macro to make it work on the portal, because a UI page would work on the classic UI but not on the portal, because the portal and the UI page are not compatible. So here I had just to mention a few things. So it's a type custom, and there I say I'm using this widget, this macro, sorry, and this widget. So the macro will load the widget, and that's it. I'm not gonna go deeper on that. Now, so we talked about the record producer. So basically, what does my macro do? My macro is just loading it into an iframe. So that's what we need it to have, and then I specify which widget that is. So here I gave this the ID of the widget, and then here I have some listener, because we are working from the record producer frame. We have also another iframe, the widget, so we have this to make sure all those different components can communicate together. So that's why here we have the script, which you can debug and try to understand. I will try to get a technical documentation also as well. So from the UI macro, we have our widget, and this is where it's very important. You can see here I have two properties that allows future date or past date and within the same range. Those are just system properties, which I show in the first video. So basically, in my widget, I have the control. I get all my controls, then it will return true or false. Here you can see I just built the date and calendar, and all the magic happens in the client script. So basically, in this client script is where we make sure we get the calendar deactivated, because I say date are in the months. From the client, I just make sure, for example, if you select September or September, then the dates are just grayed out, instead of letting you choose and after throwing an error message. And also because I say it has to be in the same range, then once you select a month, the other months disappear. And if I would deactivate these, you won't have these two messages, and then the control would be removed. So basically, this is how it works behind. Sorry, just one thing I forgot to show is I didn't build obviously the whole calendar library. So I used a library from Flatpicker. Sorry, my internet connection is a bit slow. So on my UI macro here, so I use a library from Flatpicker, so it's a GS and it's a GS and a CSS file. So basically, what I wanted to avoid also is to be dependent on an online library. What if tomorrow it doesn't exist? So basically, I just upload it as attachment in the instance, which doesn't want to work. It's, well, this one. Oh, I can't move that. Okay. So if I go to oh, that's file name, sorry, contain. Yeah, so as you can see here, I have two files. So one is the CSS, just to, to the form, the layouting, and then the GS with some of the logic for the calendar. So I added this in the instance to make sure we don't depend on an online tool, because if tomorrow they change the link or whatever, it won't work. Now having it in attachment, that makes sure it's locally stored, I have full control. Probably some of the comment would be, why didn't I use a UI script or other option in ServiceNow to get these? I tried, but I didn't have much time, so it was generating some errors. I added the attachment. And by the way, if as an admin the functionality does work, and for users you have this but you don't have the calendar showing, so if you only have this but not the calendar showing and it says console error, that means you probably have to create an ACL. So I will show you, because as it's attachment, we need to make sure also users have access to it. So basically, not on this instance, I did it on my customer instance, but then yeah, you need to create just one ACL read and say in the condition when the file name contain flatpicker.min, then it's visible to everybody. That's it. So attached to this, what you will have from me is this folder. So a multi-date selector widget.zip. I will provide this. Once you unzip it, then you will have many things. So you have to update sets, because I made some mistake and I created a second update set to fix it. So you will have these two update set. You have a small Word doc to explain how you can implement this. So it says you have to commit this update set on this one and all these things. So I also added the ESC manually hard coded, but obviously this needs to be a system properties or something, but dynamic, because if your customer doesn't have the ESC portal and have the SP, that means you have to change this on the UI macro. So basically that's it. Now something went wrong with my update set. So this is just a picture to show the widget. This is just a picture, but if for any reason you have issue and it's not properly working, what I recommend you is all these attachments, you upload it via XML. Do the same with the UI page, UI macro, sorry, and then the widget. So if it doesn't work, just I didn't have time to be debugging it, but if you select these that I highlighted and you upload them, then that should work. And that's it. So maybe first step, I guess, would be to upload it in your personal developer instance, play with it, and once you know how it works, then you can implement it on your customer instance. So here it is, and again also this field, just for the demo I show it, but for your customer you better just create a client script on load to make it hidden. That would be more user friendly. So yeah, this is finally the solution I got for the mid-selected date. Another question maybe also, nowadays we are using a lot UI builder. Why won't we use it? We are also translating this solution into UI builder, but remember, UI builder is a different thing than a catalog form. So UI builder, you have an application or a page where you get everything. I guess we probably can build it, but here we needed this record producer for all the things. They have an approval, we have all the flow. So that's why we built it in as a widget and a UI macro, but obviously it is totally doable in a UI builder, but it won't cover all the different options. For us, we needed it more in the context of a record producer. So here it is. Hope you enjoy this, and this helps you a lot in your implementation or your need, and feel free to contact me if you have any issue or questions. Thank you. That was Lo Mohamedou from Fujitsu, and again a big thanks to my colleague Yoni Van Bogart who helped me build this. Bye bye for now.